Going up yet?
No.
We're live, so nobody say anything rotten about me. I know, right? Go ahead, I have to.
Oh my goodness.
I think they pushed the bad roads back from like 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 5 o'clock now for tomorrow.
Oh,
3 counties canceled their classes for tomorrow already.
Iowa Central Community College did that too.
Which, if it's really blizzard out there, let's cancel it. I don't want anybody out.
Yeah. I know, I'm not going to work. You going to work, Tom?
oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Either that or I ain't stayed home.
I'm not going to work.
Heard you. I'd mush the dog sled, but the closest dog we have is a boxer across the street. And he'd be on the sled with me, there wouldn't be anybody pulling. He'd be under the blanket on the sled.
Are they gonna be here tonight, Jefferson Telecom?
Did you call
They didn't.
them? That's all right.
Well, we asked them if they
If
wanted to come.
if that was what the only thing that's pertinent for this year is Elizabeth Street.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, and they didn't, they didn't.
I mean, that's what I read.
Yeah, I remember that they did not act like they wanted to come to a meeting. That was what I got out of it. They didn't want to come to a meeting, so.
That's fine. They didn't want your little house down either. We'd gonna be left out.
Yeah, you're being
Well,
recorded, so it's fine. Can't erase it, Jerry. Hmm. I'll bet nobody comes up tonight.
Probably not.
I wouldn't.
I told a few people, they asked me, and I said, yeah.
To come up?
It'd be nice to get somebody up there to get some opinions.
Yeah.
Well,
The thing is, we're not voting tonight, we're just getting it out there and we can discuss it, and then we'll vote on it next.
Monday. Yeah, Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Monday.
It's kind of like, it looked like the winds are picked up though.
Yeah, it is. But I took my screen around my hand when I walked out.
Really?
I took my flags down. I figured 65-mile-an-hour wind, I think I'm gonna bend my pole.
Would you wanna do that for the city flag before you leave tonight? Just run out there and get that flag down.
How does it come down?
Well, it's gonna be pretty hard in this wind.
Jake, tell her no.
You and Tom
I
can
can
do
tell
that.
Laura's really feeling better.
She did. I think you and Tom could go out there.
There's a flagpole.
Yeah, here's a key, and you guys don't know how to do it, do you?
Call Terry.
There you go. Flag is dead. I know how, but I'm not doing it.
We could call the fire department.
Could take them to do it. Give a flag that needs down.
That'd be funny.
That would just be rude. Jason's probably sitting at home going, I'm not coming out there. Who's that? Jason.
Oh,
He's probably at home saying, I'm not coming out to take that flag down.
Time to get up.
No, I put it on everything, but I finally figured out how to run it.
How long have you had it?
are we flying somewhere?
Yeah.
Hey, somebody said you should get a smartphone. I said, I can't even understand a dumb phone.
Everybody's going back to those flip phones now. A lot of kids are going back to flip phones.
Well, they're tough. You can mash them.
Kids can be right with the program.
They are
That's what
very
it's
tough.
about. They are.
Yeah, I had 3 of them.
Yeah.
Got over one, buried one, and And it said it was any good, like, the next one.
Did the one that you ran over, did it keep working?
Right over the semi.
Yeah,
Oh, well, there we go.
that will probably stop it. You have 3 minutes.
I bet we don't have anybody.
Just us. That's okay. If no questions, we'll get out of here quicker, right? Get home before the busy. When Lisa said that she'll text you, she knows what you
Have you been working drafting on anything on dogs and parking and all that kind of stuff?
No, I looked it up, but that's not as far as I got. I need to get,
We, we're in the middle of the deal, we're trying to get a warrant for another one. But we don't have any teeth in our ordinances, nothing.
Right.
that's,
I think
we
over
need to figure something else on there. That, we need, there's about 3 things we need to get.
nobody, I'll say, how about?
Like sidewalks.
Couldn't say that.
No,
I'm trying to help it. It's
yeah,
like every word, which I did, I'm
Joe,
faultless, so I don't want
then to get signs put up for
Need to raise the fines
ordinances.
on permits for, I think it's, did you look it up, it was $15 for permit to dig a ditch or something?
Well, that's in the old book, but that's an old book, so I don't know what the new one says. I think it could be 50. One more minute.
Is Spencer gonna be coming in hot?
He's on his way.
Oh. He oftentimes does, I just wasn't,
He said he'll start watching, so he has some knowledge when he gets here. I'm gonna go here.
I don't know what that mean, that little light flashes there.
It's time.
Shall I?
It's time, Jerry.
The time,
Yep.
call to order. Got to approve the agenda.
We're gonna do the pledge of allegiance. I don't care. Okay.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Aye. Can we go ahead?
There'll be an informational meeting to discuss Jefferson Telecom bringing their optics into town. Grand Junction, or council will explain what Jefferson Telecom is wanting, and the public will be able to speak only for their allotted time of 3 minutes. Well, so it's on record.
There you go.
We met with them. Paul and I, who was it that, Laura?
I was there.
You must not have been mouthing all.
I was on the basketball that day.
And they want to come in from their little building on Old Highway 30, go down Elizabeth Street, clear to the end, go out on the gravel past Jeff Gillies, and I think head for Ribby. They left us a map here. In the future, maybe I'll turn it over to Laura or Paul, or whoever want to tell what they indicated
Okay.
for the rest of the people.
Okay, so this all started back in April and May of 2023, and they had approached us about bringing fiber optics into town. We thought we were in negotiations with them. We had talked about them either leasing the back end of the brick building out here, or possibly putting a brick building of their own someplace here in town and leasing space. They came back with the option they wanted to buy a lot someplace. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to lease it, and we thought we were in negotiations with them, and they said, we don't want to do that. We are looking at another option, and they walked away. And so we thought, they decided to go a different direction then, and we never heard anything from them. And then pretty soon that building out where Diamond Oil was, that building went up, and that is one of their hubs out there. So then last Monday, Wendy got a call, and I was up here to the office, and it was from the engineering company that wants to see what permits are required to do the boring to bring it into town. And after a couple of phone calls between the phone company rep and myself, because I flat out said, you ghosted us. We thought that the negotiations were done. You guys just left. We thought you were going a different route. They want to come through town. They have got money from the government because the government realized during COVID that country people don't have fiber optics, Wi-Fi like they should have had. So they put out grant money to these companies, and they're going to put fiber optics. And closest point, basically from point A to point B, is through the south end of town, which is right along Elizabeth Street. So Friday, February 28th, a meeting was set up with Laura, myself, Wendy was here, and Jerry, Jamie Davendeck, and Dwayne Russell, who's the representative. And in no particular order, here is what we found out. We have this map here. They're supposed to be bringing fiber optics in 2025 up from the building in the ditch, right away, up beside 144, boring under 144 on the north side of Elizabeth. At some point, they're going to bore under 144 and go around the north inside horseshoe of Sunset, but I don't know that they're doing it now. I think that they're not doing that till 2026. So right now, they're just going up, going to bore under, and then they're going to start on the north side of Elizabeth and go straight toward the cemetery. They'll be going underground. Yeah, the Catholic cemetery. There will be a hub, like right by Jerry's place, and then they'll keep going out into the country. That will all be done in the city right away. Our understanding is there will be no hookups done until 2026. They're not going to be going up to the houses until 2026. This is just to get this laid. It's my understanding that, our understanding, I guess, that if they don't get the fiber optics laid by at some point in 2026, then they have to pay the grant money back. So it's essential to them that they get the fiber optics paid. Some of the questions that we asked them at the meeting is, we said that we would like a map of the engineered plans. They have those. We asked what the plans for the build out are on this, and are you going to service the whole community, and what's the timeline on that? They said, well, yeah, we would like to service the whole community. What's the build out plans? Well, we would like to serve the whole community. First, we have to get this done. This is what they're doing in 2025, because they are headed for Rippey, and they've already done Cooper, and I don't know where else. 2026, they're gonna be going on the north side of town, and there will be a hub just south of Thorpe Auto up there by the trailer park, thank you. I don't know how that ended up there, but that's another place that they're going to be. And they told us that at that time, what they would like to do while they're here is to go ahead and bore in then from Elizabeth going north on these streets, on our streets. Keep in mind, the fiber optic that they are laying at this point is being at least 50% funded by the government with this grant. Anything that they are doing coming into town is going to be all at their expense. So they're not going to get any funding to come up and it's gonna take them quite a while to recoup. They're going to need, what do they say, like 50%?
At least 50% of the houses in Grand Junction to want to get their service. 50% of the houses to get their service.
Before they start bringing it in, and it's expensive. The fiber optic, is expensive. We also asked when underground services, are marked, this town is known by anybody who's around here, that it's a mess underground. There's all kinds of stuff that isn't marked, that is marked wrong, and you're probably gonna hit something. So if they go through something, who's responsible for that? And, well, they'll come back and fix it. Okay, what happens if you're boring this underground in April and the homeowner doesn't figure it out until November? Well, we'll come back and fix it then. What I have been told, and I've called a couple of communities today that had, underground boring done, not by this company, but just by any company. Anytime you have any kind of excavation project done, you risk hitting buried services. So what everybody needs to know on this, number one, don't get excited when you see them coming to town, because it's not gonna happen this year. The people on Elizabeth may get it next year, but the rest of us are gonna probably have to wait longer than that. And the people that are going to be down there, like on Elizabeth or wherever they're going, I would say pay attention to your services, because they could absolutely go through them.
Services aren't marked,
And when you're boring, you don't feel something that you're going through. You're just going through it. And then all of a sudden, when somebody has water in their basement or something, that's when you know that you've hit something. If the light plant marked something and they hit it and it was marked wrong, then the light plant pays for it. If somebody else marks something wrong, then they pay for it. If they, it just kind of depends on who's gonna pay for it. It's not gonna be us, but they should be putting, when they get ready to do it, they should be putting some kind of a tag or something on everybody's door that they're going past, saying, we're gonna start this. When you see it, that they're just gonna be in the city right of way, which would be the city parking, what would be the city parking down in that area. They're going to be boring, did they say 18 inches underground?
30 inches.
30 inches, okay, so, and I don't know, are they going under the streets, or are they bringing it up at each street?
The way they did my place, my solar panels on the south side of the street,
Okay,
they just dig a big hole there, there's a boring thing that goes down, and they can guide it.
okay,
They dig a hole in the inside, and they just,
But won't they have to have holes periodically?
yeah, well, however far that board
They
is.
won't be able to bore all the way through.
And it's very,
block
the
your
whole
sign.
thing is very, very, very expensive. The whole fiber, like she said, is encased in conduit.
Sure.
So that sometimes something happens, they can pull it out, push it back in again. Which, if, this is my opinion, it's hard for me to believe that they're gonna do the whole little town of Grand Junction, because that's their cost, not the government. Yeah.
I'm on.
Because they-
Sorry, we just got a message from Wendy, who's homesick. She couldn't get on, but it's working. So I just want to make sure that everybody's getting it. If not, we'll figure out how to put it out there for anybody that doesn't get it.
Well, maybe we can leave my part out.
No, yeah, maybe. So anyway, yeah, pay attention to your services when they go through.
They got a cost thing that they pass out to customers, if you probably get it on Facebook or somewhere. The price is gonna be for the consumer to put it in. It will be it's a lot higher than what I'm paying, but they're also getting more
They have a
Right now,
bundle, it's a
or-
bundle package is what they have.
megabyte deals than I'm getting too.
Yeah, they have bundle packages and they have, it depends on all that kind of stuff, so it is.
Probably what
That's what every
Jefferson is
customer
getting, yeah, it's probably this, it's the same
So
package.
basically, they make it through there, when they come back later, and they don't get 50% of the houses in town,
Right,
everybody's just out.
right, if I understand,
This is basically for, I mean, this grant is basically for the rural people, the country folks to be able to get internet.
We're actually giving them permit, excuse me, we're actually giving them permission to go through the town so they can do it. About-
See, and if you think about it, boring, you know, north side of Elizabeth, and like I don't know who I was saying, okay, go behind those houses so you're not boring underneath one of our roads, you know? And I don't know if it makes sense to do that or not.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's why we're having this meeting. It's like, what is the best thing to do for the city? Back in 2023, I feel like we were sold and told things that are totally different from now. You know, back then, we were told, oh, we want to come into your town, it's gonna be great, you can get service to each house and the whole 9 yards. Well, they're still wanting to do that, but it's changed since then. And I just don't know that we will ever get 50% of the homes to want to have this done.
it's my understanding that when they come back, like in 2026, the people whose house they're going by, like on Elizabeth, those people, they will run up to, from where this fiber optic is up to the house for those people at that time, if they want to hook onto it at that time. Because they're already going past, so that last little bit, they could do that and hook on.
So where all of us live, we'll never.
Yeah, you're probably never gonna see it where I'm at,
I mean, because we're not on Elizabeth Street, not that,
unless they would decide that they're going to do the whole town, which would mean that 50% of the town is going to have to commit to hooking up to that.
How are they gonna get it on the north side?
They're gonna come, it kind of tells on this map, they're going to come on Highway 30, on the south side of Highway 30, because they do go past readers, and you can look at the map and tell.
Be on a railroad street, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
so for
Shoot,
2025 Elizabeth, 2026, that
He
side.
says
Yeah,
they'll cut in down there somewhere or one, and then down even with Railroad Street. But down there, one of their priorities is to do the trailer park. I suppose because there's numerous people who can run that one block.
yeah, and at some point, I thought that they said that they were gonna go like up to Robert Kafer's shop and like back over to the
But that's not on there, is it?
west, but I don't think that's till 2026 that they're gonna go on at that direction. And I don't know that that's a guarantee. Don't hold me to that, because I got lost in the shuffle, and I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just me getting lost in the shuffle, and it totally could have been me.
What we're trying to do is to make sure that the citizens get what they want, is that the cable company, not the cable company, this cable, just don't pick out where they wanna go, and those people get it. They're gonna give it to some people through town. We want them to have everybody have the option of getting it.
And and to let everybody know, in 2023, we didn't stop negotiations. We didn't walk away from the table. We thought we were still in negotiations, and all of a sudden, they said, we're gonna go a different direction, so we thought, okay, does that mean maybe you don't want the building here, maybe you want a different place in town, because we had talked about a couple of different places in town, like even down by the pool or something, and all of a sudden there was just nothing. Then that building went up, and then all of a sudden they want permission to come through town. Well, we thought we were out, and I don't know, if they didn't need to come through town, would they be asking us? You tell me, I don't know. But we just want everybody to know, we don't really have a lot of control in this. And if you have any questions, any big questions, feel free to call over and talk to them over to Jefferson Telecom. They will be able to answer probably better than we could, or call one of us, and I probably can't answer directly for you, but they would be a good place to start. I will tell you, as far as BTWI, a lot of people know that they did have a fire down there. At this time, all they can do for us, if you're interested, here's what I would say about that. If you're interested in Wi-Fi from them, call them, let them know that people are interested in them. I don't know what they will be able to do at this point. It's a visual line of sight only that they can offer to people, is my understanding, and I don't even know that it's possible to offer it to us. And I think that maybe they have a certain number of people that they would need to be able to say, yes, I want that, before it would make it profitable for them to do that also. So they, again, have talked, they would need to know how many people are interested. But if you are, call them, tell them, hey, I'm interested, and what can you do? That's how we're gonna get somebody else here.
If they happen to be the only company that go out to the sewer.
I did have somebody talk to me about this, and I've heard fiber optic underground is probably not the way of the future. And then I've had somebody say, well, with everything else that's going on in the country, if the satellites are knocked out of the sky, then you're gonna be wishing that you had fiber optic underground, aren't you? So there's that. I don't know what the best.
But the committee, Paul, Laura, and I, we just want to let the public know what's going on, 'cause
They will be responsible for if they hit something and the ground settles, and there shouldn't be much settling, I understand, from boring stuff in, but if the ground does settle, Jefferson Telecom or somebody from there is the one that's gonna be responsible for coming back and fixing that issue. It's not going to be anybody from the city of Grand Junction, it's not gonna be anybody from here, so.
I think that's what we're told.
Yes, that's what we're told, and if we need to have some kind of a contract signed, I mean, that's probably what we're gonna have to do to cover our backside. So do you guys have any questions? Is there anything that we left out, anything that you would have asked them that maybe we did and I'm not telling you?
That I can think of.
the only thing that we didn't ask, and Jake brought it up, I thought about, didn't ask it, how far that boring machine will reach. Take back and take another hole.
There's gotta be a limit as far as they can go, and after they get that limit,
Well, there is,
they're gonna have to dig a
because
hole.
and then they dig that hole and they put a sensor there. And
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they bring it up and,
But that's their reason, they know how to do that.
Somebody said that, like, if you go through a town and you see, like, cables or whatever up this far up above ground, but I.
Windstream had that, and wasn't that, got the swimming pool, wasn't that their cable laid on top of the ground for
Ever.
a year,
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah.
2 years.
So we have the map here. All they could do was give us a great big one. I guess that's all we have for you, so keep warm, stay out of the.
And to the citizens of Grand Junction, if you have questions or concerns, let us know, because we want input, that's for sure.
We'll be voting on this on Monday night's meeting, so that gives you a while to think of questions. And I mean, I assume we'll take some questions on it on Monday night or concerns or whatever before we have the meeting. And in my opinion, on this particular issue, if somebody stands up in their 3 minutes and asks us a question, that is the one time in your 3 minutes that I will respond back to you, because this is an issue that we have tried to get people here, and probably if it was nice out, more people would have come, somebody would have come, anyway. So
If you ask a question,
we'll try to answer if we
best
can on Monday night, if you have questions. So that's all we have, all right? Somebody want to make a motion to end this fun time?
Like a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Aye. Aye.
So